Have you ever wondered how long you might live after 75? The answer may already be unfolding quietly inside your daily life. Many people believe longevity is mostly luck. Some think it depends on genetics alone. But aging rarely works that way. Your body is constantly adjusting, adapting, and compensating. Those adjustments leave small signals behind. Most are easy to miss. Many feel ordinary. That is what makes them powerful. Long before serious problems appear, the body changes its rhythm. Energy fades a little sooner. Recovery takes a little longer. Interest in certain things slowly shrinks. These shifts rarely feel urgent. They feel familiar, comfortable, even. Yet over time, they quietly reduce resilience. Researchers often note that daily patterns reveal more than test results. How you move, how you rest, how you respond emotionally to stress. These patterns shape how well the body protects itself year after year. They influence the strength of your heart. They affect clarity of thought. They even guide how the immune system responds. The most important signs do not announce themselves loudly. They whisper. They repeat. And they wait. Many people only notice them when strength feels harder to regain. By then, the quiet damage has already settled in. In this video, we'll explore 7 signs most people overlook after 75. Each one subtly shapes how long and how well you may live. And the first sign begins with something many people dismiss every day. Sign 1. Losing interest in things you once enjoyed. After 75, interest is more than a feeling. It is a signal. Many people assume this change is normal aging. They say, "I've just slowed down," or "I've done enough in life." But loss of interest is rarely neutral. It often reflects how the brain and body are coping. This sign does not appear suddenly. It develops quietly, almost politely. You may stop looking forward to small events. A phone call feels optional. A walk feels unnecessary. A hobby feels like effort. Nothing feels wrong. Yet nothing feels inviting either. This matters more than most people realize. Interest is closely tied to mental resilience. When curiosity fades, the brain becomes less engaged. When engagement drops, stimulation follows. Over time, this strains emotional balance. The mind becomes narrower. Daily life becomes smaller. Researchers often observe this pattern in long-term aging. Those who maintain interest tend to stay sharper longer. Those who withdraw tend to decline quietly. The danger is subtle. This sign rarely causes concern. Family members may not notice it. Someone still eats, still sleeps, still manages daily tasks. But inside, motivation is thinning. Imagine a man who once enjoyed gardening. He now looks at the yard and sighs. Not from pain, from indifference. Weeks pass. The garden grows wild. So does his sense of purpose. This emotional withdrawal slowly affects the body. Movement decreases. Social contact fades. Energy drops earlier each day. The body responds by conserving resources. Less movement means weaker muscles. Less stimulation means slower thinking. This is how quiet damage begins. Loss of interest also affects recovery. People who feel engaged recover faster from setbacks. Those who feel detached recover more slowly. They rest longer. They avoid challenge. They stop pushing gently forward. Over months and years, resilience erodes. This does not mean forcing happiness. It means noticing disengagement early. A lack of interest is not laziness. It is feedback. Your body may be saying it needs stimulation. Your mind may be asking for meaning. Your routine may need adjustment. Ignoring this sign allows it to deepen. What feels minor today can shape tomorrow's strength. Many people only recognize this pattern in hindsight. They say, "I didn't realize when it started." By then, rebuilding interest takes more effort. Longevity is not only about surviving years. It is about staying involved in them. If you notice your world quietly shrinking, pause. That observation alone matters. Because the next sign reveals what often follows when interest fades. Sign 2. A gradual loss of grip strength. Grip strength may seem minor, yet it carries important information. After 75, your hands reveal more than age. They reflect how well your body systems cooperate. A firm grip requires coordination. Muscles must respond. Nerves must signal. Blood must flow efficiently. When this system works well, the body feels connected. Movements feel confident. Tasks feel manageable. But when grip strength fades, the change is often quiet. Jars feel harder to open. Bags feel heavier. Cups require more attention. Many people dismiss this as normal aging. They shouldn't. Research often links grip strength to overall resilience. It reflects muscle quality. It reflects nerve communication. It reflects heart efficiency. A weakening grip may signal reduced coordination. The brain and limbs stop working smoothly together. This slows reaction and balance. Over time, this strains daily independence. People avoid lifting. They avoid carrying. They avoid challenge. This avoidance compounds the problem. Less use leads to weaker muscles. Weaker muscles reduce confidence. Imagine an older woman carrying shopping bags. She pauses more often. She switches hands. She arrives home exhausted. Nothing dramatic happened, but effort increased. This is how quiet damage accumulates. Small losses repeat daily. Resilience slowly erodes. Grip strength also affects posture. When hands weaken, arms tense. Shoulders round forward. This changes breathing patterns. Energy drops earlier in the day. One man noticed this early. He struggled to hold tools. He felt less capable. Instead of ignoring it, he paid attention. He added simple daily hand movements. Nothing intense. Nothing complicated. Within weeks, control improved. Confidence followed. Grip strength is not just physical. It shapes how safe you feel in motion. It influences willingness to engage. Longevity is supported by control, not force, not speed. If your hands feel less reliable, notice it. That awareness matters. If this sign feels familiar, pause for a moment. Leave a simple 2 in the comments. It helps others feel less alone. And if these signs matter to you, consider subscribing. New videos explore what quietly shapes independence over time. Because the next sign reveals what happens when recovery itself begins to slow. Sign 3. A fading appetite and dull sense of taste. After 75, appetite is not just about food. It reflects how well the body still responds to life. Hunger is a signal. So is enjoyment. When meals lose appeal, something deeper may be changing. Taste becomes muted. Flavors feel flat. This shift often happens quietly. Many people barely notice it at first. A fading appetite can signal slower metabolism. It may reflect reduced circulation. It often mirrors changes in brain engagement. Taste and smell connect directly to memory centers. When those pathways weaken, awareness narrows. Food becomes routine. Eating becomes mechanical. This matters more than most realize. When appetite declines, nutrient intake often drops. Weight may decrease without intention. Energy thins earlier each day. Over time, the immune system strains. Recovery becomes slower. Focus becomes less steady. Seniors who maintain appetite often show better resilience. Their digestion absorbs nutrients efficiently. Their blood flow supports brain clarity. Enjoying simple foods still matters. Fresh fruit, warm meals, natural flavors. These signals reflect internal balance. Consider a woman who loved cooking. She notices meals taste bland. She eats less without thinking. At first, she shrugs it off. Then fatigue increases. Motivation fades. This loss is rarely sudden. It unfolds gradually. When taste dulls, social eating often disappears. Meals are skipped. Connection weakens. That social loss affects the brain. Shared meals support emotional stability. They encourage routine and rhythm. Loss of appetite is not weakness. It is communication. The body may be conserving energy. It may be struggling to process nutrients. It may be losing enthusiasm. Noticing this sign early matters. Enjoyment of food supports more than nutrition. It supports mood. It supports memory. It supports engagement. If meals still bring comfort, protect that habit. If joy has faded, pause and observe. Because when nourishment declines, recovery often follows. And the next sign reveals how well your body still rebounds from strain. Sign 4. Changes in your sleep quality. After 75, sleep becomes a quiet mirror of overall health. Not just duration, but depth, rhythm, and recovery. Quality sleep reflects balance inside the body. Physical balance, mental balance, hormonal balance. When sleep is deep, the body repairs itself naturally. Muscles rebuild without effort. Cells recover from daily strain. During restful sleep, the immune system resets. Inflammation calms. Defenses strengthen quietly. The brain depends heavily on sleep. At night, it clears accumulated waste. Mental pathways reorganize. This nightly process supports memory and focus. It protects long-term clarity. It preserves emotional stability. But sleep often changes after 75. And not always in obvious ways. Some people fall asleep easily, but wake repeatedly. Others sleep long hours yet feel unrefreshed. These patterns signal disrupted recovery. Frequent waking interrupts repair cycles. The body never fully resets. Fatigue carries into the next day. Many seniors accept this as normal aging. That belief is common, but it is misleading. Poor sleep quietly weakens resilience. Energy declines earlier each morning. Stress tolerance drops. Over time, shallow sleep strains the nervous system. Mood becomes fragile. Patience shortens. Memory also suffers. Information feels harder to retain. Focus wanders more easily. Sleep regulates blood pressure. It supports metabolic balance. It steadies appetite signals. When sleep is fragmented, these systems drift. Blood pressure may rise. Metabolism slows. The body remains in a low-level stress state. Hormones stay elevated. Recovery is delayed. Some people rely on sleep medications. Others nap frequently during the day. Both approaches can weaken natural sleep rhythms. The internal clock loses direction. Night no longer signals deep repair. Day no longer brings alertness. Consider an older man waking every 2 hours. He lies still. He waits for sleep to return. Morning arrives with heaviness. Energy feels borrowed. Motivation fades. He believes this is inevitable. but small adjustments can restore balance. Exposure to morning sunlight matters. Consistent bedtimes matter. Movement during the day supports nighttime rest. Not intense exercise. Just regular movement. Late caffeine quietly disrupts sleep cycles. So does screen exposure before bed. When routines stabilize, sleep often deepens. Recovery slowly returns. Clarity improves. Good sleep does more than improve comfort. It protects long-term independence. Each restorative night supports the brain. It preserves coordination. It strengthens immunity. Poor sleep allows quiet damage to accumulate. Cells repair less efficiently. Inflammation lingers. Over months, resilience erodes. Pay attention to how you wake. Not the clock. The feeling. Do you feel restored? Or already tired? That sensation matters more than hours counted. Deep sleep is not a luxury. It is a signal of internal alignment. If this sign feels familiar, pause here. Leave a simple 4 in the comments to acknowledge it. And if these reflections help you notice patterns, consider subscribing. We explore how small signals quietly shape independence over time. Because the next sign reveals how quickly your body recovers after physical or emotional strain. Sign 5. A noticeable change in your walking speed. After 75, walking speed becomes a powerful signal. Not about distance. Not about competition. It reflects how naturally your body moves through daily life. A steady walking pace shows internal coordination. Heart, lungs, muscles, and brain work together smoothly. When these systems communicate well, movement feels effortless. Steps feel rhythmic. Balance feels secure. But walking speed often changes quietly. People rarely notice at first. They simply take longer to reach places. They pause more often. Many assume this is normal aging. But the body often signals decline early through movement. Walking is surprisingly complex. The brain plans each step. Nerves send rapid signals. Muscles respond instantly. The heart delivers oxygen. Balance adjusts continuously. When one system weakens, pace slows, often before other symptoms appear. That is why walking speed matters. Doctors sometimes call it a vital sign. Not because of speed itself, but because of coordination. A slower pace may reflect reduced circulation. It may signal muscle loss. It may indicate lower energy reserves. Over time, slower walking limits confidence. People avoid longer outings. They reduce social contact. This withdrawal compounds the problem. Less movement weakens muscles further. Balance becomes less reliable. Falls become more likely. Consider an older woman who notices this change. She once crossed streets easily. Now she hesitates. She arrives home more tired. Her stride shortens. Her posture stiffens. Nothing dramatic happened. Yet movement feels heavier. This change affects more than mobility. It influences mood. It affects independence. Walking speed also links to brain health. Steady movement supports memory and focus. It stimulates neural pathways. Seniors who maintain walking pace often stay sharper. They adapt better to challenges. They recover more quickly. Faster does not mean rushed. It means confident and controlled. When pace slows, recovery often slows too. Energy takes longer to return after effort. Some people begin timing their walks. Not for pressure. For awareness. They notice patterns. Morning pace feels better. Afternoon pace fades. This awareness matters. Small adjustments can restore rhythm. Short daily walks help. Consistent routines help. Gradually increasing pace challenges the system safely. The body responds to intention. Movement sends a message. It signals engagement. It signals readiness. Each step reinforces coordination. Each walk supports balance. Walking speed reflects how connected the body remains. It shows how well systems still cooperate. A confident stride supports independence. It encourages social participation. It protects resilience. Longevity depends on motion, not speed records, but steady progress. If walking feels heavier than before, notice it. That observation alone is important, because the next sign reveals how your mind responds when memory and focus begin to shift. Sign 6. Subtle changes in your memory and mental clarity. After 75, memory changes often appear quietly, not as sudden loss, but as small delays. You may search longer for words. Names take extra moments. Details blur briefly. Many people dismiss this as harmless aging. That assumption can be misleading. Memory reflects brain resilience, not perfection, but adaptability. When recall slows, the brain may be under strain. Neural pathways fire less efficiently. Processing becomes heavier. These shifts rarely feel dramatic. They feel inconvenient, almost normal. Yet memory supports independence. It guides decisions. It maintains confidence. When clarity fades, daily tasks feel uncertain. People double-check steps. They hesitate more often. This hesitation reduces engagement. The brain thrives on challenge. When challenged less, it adapts downward. Memory loss often follows reduced stimulation. Less conversation. Less problem-solving. Less novelty. This creates a quiet cycle. Weaker recall leads to avoidance. Avoidance reduces stimulation. Stimulation loss accelerates decline. Short-term memory is often affected first. Misplaced items increase. Appointments require reminders. Long-term memory usually remains intact longer, but transitions become harder. These patterns signal reduced cognitive resilience. Memory also links closely to physical health. Poor circulation affects oxygen delivery. Sleep quality influences consolidation. Stress hormones interfere with recall. So does chronic fatigue. When several factors combine, clarity suffers. Consider an older man who feels mentally slower. He avoids conversations. He fears embarrassment. His world narrows. Social contact decreases. Confidence erodes. Nothing dramatic occurred, but engagement faded. Brain health depends on connection. Conversation matters. Routine matters. Movement also supports memory. Physical activity stimulates blood flow. It nourishes neural networks. Hands-on tasks are powerful. Cooking, gardening, simple repairs. These activities activate coordination. They reinforce brain-body communication. Memory loss is not inevitable, but neglect accelerates change. The brain responds to use. It adapts to demand. When challenged gently, it maintains flexibility. When ignored, it conserves energy. This conservation looks like slowing. Many people notice memory changes only in hindsight. They say, "I should have paid attention earlier." Early awareness matters. Small lapses are signals, not warnings of disaster, but invitations to engage. Routine mental stimulation protects clarity. Simple puzzles. Reading aloud. Conversation. Consistency matters more than intensity. Memory does not require perfection. It requires participation. Your mind wants involvement, not pressure. When clarity remains steady, independence is supported. Decisions feel easier. Confidence stays intact. Mental sharpness supports resilience. It affects recovery. It influences mood. If memory feels less reliable, notice it calmly. That observation alone protects awareness. If this sign resonates, pause for a moment. Leave a simple 6 in the comments to acknowledge it. And if these reflections help you stay attentive, consider subscribing. We continue exploring what quietly protects clarity and independence. Because the final sign reveals how connection shapes longevity more than most people expect. Sign 7. Your sense of optimism and purpose. After 75, mindset becomes a biological force. Not philosophy. Not motivation talk. Your outlook directly affects how your body responds to life. Optimism is not pretending everything is fine. It is engagement. It is orientation toward tomorrow. Seniors who remain mentally engaged often live longer. They recover faster. They adapt better. This is not coincidence. It is physiology. Positive outlook reduces stress hormones. Lower stress protects the heart. It stabilizes blood pressure. Optimism supports immune balance. It improves sleep quality. It enhances digestion. When you wake with something to anticipate, the body responds. Nervous systems stay alert. Repair processes remain active. Purpose signals continuation. Even small purposes matter. A routine walk. A phone call. A responsibility. Purpose tells the brain there is reason to maintain strength. Without purpose, the body conserves energy. Repair slows. Motivation fades. This shift happens quietly. People stop planning. They stop initiating contact. They stop imagining future moments. The body listens carefully. When nothing feels meaningful, resilience declines. Muscles weaken faster. Immunity strains. Consider an older man who feels disconnected. Days blur together. Meals feel mechanical. Fatigue increases. Appetite fades. Colds linger longer. He assumes he is aging poorly. Then something changes. He begins volunteering weekly. Not for health. For usefulness. Conversation returns. Routine stabilizes. Energy slowly rebuilds. Purpose reignites systems that had gone dormant. Optimism does not erase loss. It reframes direction. Many seniors confuse acceptance with withdrawal. They are not the same. Acceptance allows adaptation. Withdrawal accelerates decline. Purpose supports memory. It sharpens attention. It improves emotional balance. When people feel needed, posture changes. Movement improves. Voice strengthens. Optimism also affects pain perception. Discomfort feels manageable. Recovery feels possible. This does not require positivity at all times. It requires meaning. Meaning can be small. Tending plants. Sharing stories. Learning something new. These activities stimulate dopamine and serotonin. Both protect brain and heart health. Research repeatedly shows hopeful seniors live longer, often by several years. Their bodies maintain lower inflammation. Their nervous systems remain flexible. Gratitude strengthens this effect. It redirects attention. It stabilizes emotion. When focus shifts from regret to appreciation, stress decreases. The body responds favorably. Gratitude is not denial. It is orientation. If joy still appears occasionally, notice it. That signal matters. Laughter, curiosity, and contribution extend vitality. Purpose is not age-dependent. It is choice-dependent. Your body responds to belief in continuation, not denial of reality. When optimism fades, systems conserve. When it returns, systems engage. Longevity is shaped by participation. As we close, reflect quietly on the 7 signs discussed. Which feel familiar? Which deserve attention? Longevity is not luck. It is awareness. Your body constantly communicates. Through movement. Through rest. Through engagement. Walking confidently matters. Sleeping deeply matters. Eating with enjoyment matters. But living with purpose ties everything together. Even after 75, adaptation remains possible. Signals can still change. Your body is not working against you. It is responding to how life feels. When you listen, adjust gently, and stay engaged, resilience follows. If one sign stood out today, acknowledge it calmly. Awareness is the first step. Leave a comment sharing which sign resonated most. Your experience may help someone else. If these reflections support your journey, consider subscribing. New videos explore small signals that protect independence. Thank you for spending this time with us. We look forward to continuing this conversation with you.